In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the fastest method to go ahead and get the brand new Laruda Dagger in a Rise crossover. This weapon at D rank can already go ahead and do 21.89 QI damage, which is more than the second strongest weapon in the game. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So you need to make sure that you have your spawn set at the area right next to the event area. Now be aware, this event happens every single 30 minutes. We can check back over here just to double check this. It happens first time, it'll spawn at 10, then it will spawn at 40, and to get the daggers, it's actually a drop from the boss. So if we go ahead, we go on inventory, and then we go to weapons. I actually have some of them already. Have only actually AFK'd a really small amount. I think I've got quite lucky, man, to get one already in D rank right now. Of course, you can merge them up, so that's something you really shouldn't have to worry about too much, but then you can just get lucky and get something in a higher rarity. But if you are trying to do this, it's the best method to do it is having a group of people that you can play with. As a group of people, very similar to what you'd have to do for G-Rank Zyru raids, is that you just will all basically load into a server. You'll do this as fast as you can. Then you'll hop over to the next server. Or you can just find a random server like I have. I've been AFK in the server, I know that's like 12 hours, and it's still the same group of people. It is a smaller group of people, so it'll be super fast. But you need basically a group of good players, preferably M rank plus with you. You want to be able to take down the boss as many times as possible as you actually get the daggers as a drop from the boss. Now, this is the D rank one. I am going to go ahead and enchant this later on in the video just to show you guys how overpowered it can actually go ahead and become. It's the Laruda Dagger. I definitely said that wrong. But the boss is about to spawn. So you can take out the first boss, which I think is a chance of dropping a relic. And then you need to take out the second boss. If you want to go ahead and get a higher chance to get some rare stuff off this boss, you can actually go ahead and pop a drop potion. This is probably one of the things I'd recommend the most you going ahead and doing, as it's increased the chance of a drop by 50%. And now, to my knowledge, there is no, like, whatever they're called, runes that will go ahead, relics, sorry, that will increase the chance of you actually getting, like, a drop. I think there's ones that help the chance of rising in the shadow, but as far as it goes, actually just trying to get it, I don't currently believe there's anything that can actually help you with that. Anyway, we'll give this boss a few seconds to spawn, and then everybody should go ahead and attack it. And we should be in a pretty decent spot. Now, this weapon, like every other single weapon, can go all the way from E rank to SS rank, so it can get very, very broken. I have seen people with like C rank versions of this, which is stronger than the second strongest one as SS in the game. So, hey, we're going to go ahead and take out these NPCs, and then we're going to go roll a good enchantment on it. And they have spawned the normal NPCs right now, so you actually can do this AFK. You don't need to beat these normal NPCs. I'm just going to beat them because, hey, you can get some like free units off it. But the first one will spawn over here. It'll spawn just here, the main boss will. There will be another boss that spawned beforehand, which is just over here, but you don't really need to worry about this guy, especially while just trying to AFK. If you're just trying to AFK, literally the best method here is have your auto clicker, have your shadows, have your group of people with you, and you want to be going for it. If you're not trying to AFK and trying to get as many clears in as possible, you want to go ahead and set your spawn over at Face Heal. Actually, it's not Face Heal, I'm pretty sure that's Mori Town. You have a spawn set at Mori Town, as that is the closest location to this. I actually think Face Heal's too far away, but I'll definitely go for Mori Town. The spawn is like right there, just the end, and you can make your way over to where the boss spawns. Do you know the boss isn't like an instant spawn, but you don't need to go ahead and take out anything else for the boss to spawn, so it isn't really too much to worry about. People will take out this other guy. If you want to know what he drops, you can of course get the metal NPC, or you can go ahead and get the runes as well from metal, but that isn't really what most people are worrying about. It's this guy that's spawning over here. You'll also get an announcement in the chat, I'm pretty sure, when he will spawn. They did change it in the most recent updates. We go to raid fixes. They basically changed the time it'll actually go ahead and spawn, I'm pretty sure. They just made it so it takes a little bit longer. Maybe it was in this one. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to go and take out. It also has quite a bit more health than what it used to go and have. Anyway, the elves are what it's for, but this isn't what we're here for. Wait, there they are. This is one of the elves there. That's not what we're after. We're after the big main guy here. Of course, you can take out the elves, because that will help you out there. And then there it is, the first one. You take out the elves there. Then you can take out the Laura, which is actually the one that goes and drops it. You literally see the name of it just there. And I also might as well, if they am here, if they haven't already taken out. Wait, did somebody already take it out? Is somebody taking this out already? Okay, hopefully they've saved that. We'll save that for later. But you need to go ahead and beat this NPC right here, the Laura one. For the Laura Dagger, I mean, that kind of, I feel like, makes a lot of sense there. At least to me, that makes a lot of sense. It's the name of the unit is the one that goes ahead and drops it. Also, I'll make a separate video on how to get a G rank, even an M rank plus snow. We do that later on, probably today. I'll drop that. But anyway, let's try this out. It does have a pretty high amount of HP, but honestly, you're just gonna need a good weapon. The weapon I've been using is not actually the Laruda Dagger. I've just been using the Charge Blade with a good enchant on. You probably use an A rank one. You just need to actually probably even low. You see something that's gonna give you a damage contribution. My shadows are also doing a very chunky amount thanks to double rune game pass, which is actually probably the most overpowered game pass in the game. Anyway, though, we make sure we need to go ahead and drop our drop a game pass to use our potion now, as that will go ahead and helps out quite a bit. And then we just need to hope we get lucky, and you probably are the best method is to AFK this. Of course, you're not planning on doing anything. If you are planning on just going for the dagger, you want to basically be like a server hopping demon, and you just need to keep on server hopping until you actually manage to go get this. And that will definitely take a bit of time, but we should be about to beat this boss literally any second right now. And then we'll receive its drop, and did we manage to get anything? We got some items, but we did not manage to go and get a weapon. It is actually just a really hard drop to get. I'll actually show you guys how much we have right now, and it is also a mythical, which is kind of cool there. Anyway, though, the next one should be spawning as well in just a minute. I don't think I have enough time to make it all the way over to Leveling City, and wait, here it is there. We'll take on the Monarch, and then we'll go over to Leveling City just to show you guys how overpowered this would be. But you might as well take out the Monarch. I'll actually go ahead and save you guys some time, though. We'll skip when the Monarch has been beaten. Also, actually, just before we go ahead and skip to that point, it's also really important if you are trying to get your damage up, shooting enough damage for its boss. Honestly, just go for a good weapon. If not, you'll need some good runes, relics. Sorry, I mean, relics will help you out so much. Double relic game pass, what I meant to say if I said double rune. Having level stacking things with a lot of extra damage. Also, just trying to get the MCs, the double arise thing would be pretty helpful to go ahead and get your hands on. Some other stuff you can do is, actually go ahead and invest into your level, getting your level up will help out a ton. I have not at all grind levels, this one I probably should do. But as far as damage goes, I'm not really struggling to do this. If you are trying to get like a raid party, maybe you'll need to be a little bit stronger. But this server seems to be pretty good. Anyway, now let's actually go to skip to show you guys how strong this weapon can become. Now it's actually time to go ahead and enchant this weapon. I'm kind of interested to see how much the damage will scale. We'll start off with the E rank one. This is the worst one you can go ahead and get. And I'm just going to show you how overpowered it can come. It does use legendary powder dust. That gives me a reason to use this. But the E rank one, let's go to get a good trait on it. So it could take a few tries to actually go and do this. I hope it didn't take us too many. With sharpness 1, it's still not really that good. Let's definitely, wait, we're actually got a lot of tries. Sharpness of 4, that's doing 3.6 QA. Okay, we are actually really not getting lucky. We did get burning flame though, so that's nice. It isn't really what we're after though. So, let's go for the D rank one. I don't want to waste everything on the lower rank one. And actually costs 42 to the D rank one, so it's definitely going to become very expensive to getting on the SS rank one. But either way, this is just the D rank one. Let's keep going till we get a good sharpness. And wow, we got burning, vorpal, and sharpness 7 QI. And yeah, it's not what we're after, but let's keep going. As sharpness is the main one we do want to try and get up, although I do feel it's quite a lucky enchant. Sharpness 7 to 16 QI. Let's keep on going until we go broke though. Sharpness 5, one sharpness, I think 8 is the highest unit for sharpness. Sharpness 6 is doing 12 QI, and come on, keep going. We're actually really unlucky. I usually like sharpness pretty early on, but we actually get really lucky. I haven't said burning flame this many times either, but this is still one. And there it is, sharpness 8, 21 QA. We also got vorpal 2, which is kind of nice there. Now we can go over to the trading W with this, and I can show just how overpowered this kind of becomes, like how fast and how easily this just becomes. Yeah, let's say stupidly overpowered. So we make our way in here. I go to the trading W. I'm gonna de-equip all my shadows or unequip all my shadows. Now there is a ton of ways you can boost your weapon damage. I don't think I've got any crazy relics for this, but I suppose we can show it just like raw damage. Then we can try doing something with relics, seeing that will give us a slightly higher DPS. Anyway, just with this one, and by the way, this is the D rank version. It is doing, how much DPS does this add up to with an auto click on? And that's 58, 65 QI. That's kind of crazy. Showing about the 60 to the 50 QI range, which that is an insane amount of damage. If we now go and equip a D rank crossbound core, and yeah, this really isn't super like insane or anything. I mainly just have these ones, but we equipped this one at D rank, and that gives us an extra 5% weapon damage. So how much stronger does this become? Now let's test this out. We're doing, how much DPI we do now? Actually, let's walk away for a second so we like let the DPS reset. And then we'll try it again and see how much higher it becomes. Okay, it's reset now, so this is the new DPS with it. And by the way, we're choosing the skin right now. Skins don't really matter what we use. And it's doing 50 to 60, so it still seems to be doing kind of the same amount as what it was just going in and doing. Wait, okay, I went up a little bit there. It went up. We're now 61 to nearly 79, depending on like when it strikes. So we're doing about 50 to 60 stars, so 5% isn't a massive rise in damage there. But that means we're doing a lot of damage with this. And by the way, if I had another shard put on this, I could even be stronger. Overall, though, this is probably one of the best. Actually, it is the best weapon in the game right now, and it is honestly stupidly easy to grind. So if you haven't already, start grinding up. And also, thank you, A-Turn, for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.